Open range ultralight 2910 rear living here at Highland RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Though this video could also very easily apply to the 291 RLS Light Highland Ridge. They're actually sister floor plans, and the best way to think of it is that this is already a very fancy trailer for this trailer segment. The Light, L-I-G-H-T, as opposed to the Ultralite, L-I-T-E, is the trim level upgrade to this one. Most of the differences you'll see inside. On the outside, they're virtually the same with the exception of decals. So whether you're looking for a 2910 Ultra or a 291 Light, this video really applies to both because structurally, floor plan, furniture, they're basically identical. If you'd like to see if we have one in stock and available, it's very simple. Visit the link in the video description that says check for price and availability. And don't forget to subscribe to our videos as you're going here so you can stay up to date on all the different things as they come in. So, big front storage compartment here, which, you know, a lot of things have in this class. I do like that motion sensitive lighting though. I have the power killed currently, but that will just as you're walking up or when you open the baggage door, detect movement. Simple solar prep plug right here. So if you have a portable panel, you can plug that in, and the what looks like a side compartment below that solar prep, that's actually a single 20-pound propane tank. And you're thinking, oh my god, they're only using 20-pound tanks on this. It's actually really cool because they're using 3 20-pound tanks so that you have a very easy swap out. You still have a 60-gallon propane capacity like most things in this category. But if it's Sunday, you run out of gas, you can go to a gas station and swap tanks. And they're lighter weight, they're easier to manipulate. I also really appreciate the fact that they have one of the largest front storage cavities in this class that I've seen. Now, when I say class, what I mean by that is roughly what is considered and generally referred to as the half-ton towable fifth wheel segment. That being said, I always recommend doing some homework before putting a fifth wheel on a half-ton pickup. Like, at the surface, you're going to say, well, it's only 7,310 pounds. My half-ton's rated for like 10,000 or more. And it very well may be for pulling. But when you're in a fifth wheel, what you really have to start comparing against is the hitch weight or pin weight of this fifth wheel in comparison to the payload capacity of your pickup. I haven't looked at the specs of this yet. I try to post those up for people where I can, but typically something in this class is going to have between 1,400 to 1,600 pounds of hitch weight before it's loaded. So all the stuff you put in that front cargo compartment, all the stuff you put upstairs in that closet, that's going to add to your hitch weight pretty significantly, almost 100% ratio, a little less, but pretty close. And what that means is that you really need to be careful towing anything with a half-ton. Can certain half-tons do it? Yes, absolutely. Are there other things like helper springs you can put on? Yes. Keep in mind though, you're not actually increasing the payload capacity of your truck, you're just making it ride level, and your wheel bearings still carry all that. Really, I mean, I'm off topic, really, because that's an entirely different video for an entirely different day. The 291 or the 2910 that we're looking at, that's why we're watching this video. Let me get back on course. Why go with this brand? Seriously, why buy the open range? We've got Eagle HTs with a similar layout, almost identical. We've got Cougars here with a similar layout, almost identical. Why not buy one of those instead of this? That's what I want to talk about in the video, where this thing has made itself a unique, exceptional identity, such as the fact that they don't use plastic corner screw trim in their construction. And that's one of the reasons this has a 3-year structural warranty. They're using aluminum corner trim because it's not as subject to heat expansion and contraction in the same way that plastic corner trim could. Nicer slam latches, a lot of things have that, but they went the extra mile here by protecting your hinge on your baggage compartment. You see that sealed hinge right there, so that when it's, like right now at the time of this filming, it's flirting on the edge of freezing temperatures. Well, you get a little water in that hinge, and it freezes, and water expands when it freezes, and that will spring and break a hinge. Well, have you ever seen somebody like with an old cooler or at a campsite when they open a compartment door, it's like screech, like, you know, something out of a haunted house? Well, that's why, because the hinge is all screwed up, and it's all kitty-wampus, basically. It's a technical term. I went to school for many years to learn that. Anyway, roof. Let's talk about the roof. Full walk-on, of course. But it's also a different kind of roof membrane. It's a pliable PVC roof membrane. So it is more UV reflective versus TPO or rubber. It doesn't require any specific maintenance to maintain its warranty, though of course you need to maintain your seals. It doesn't promote the growth of black algae, so you're not going to get black streaks on the outside. There's a lot of extra things they've done just with that roof membrane. And a more highly reflective roof skin will help deflect more solar radiation, which means heat, guys, less heat. Water docking station. Now this has standard build on these is power front stabilizers, power front leveling jacks, power rear stabilizers, though there's different options. Remember, this may not be the exact one that we have in stock necessarily. It is possible that this is different from the one we have in stock, or maybe we have the Lite 291 in stock instead of the Ultra 2910. Either way, I'm going to probably do one video for both units because they're just absolute identical sisters. The best way I can describe it is like, imagine if you had a Chevy Impala LT, that's what this is, and then the LX is the Lite, the LIGHT brother. It's just the little trim differences. And again, most of that will be inside. I'll try to point it out as we go. I like the double awning on this. This has a total of 20-foot awning coverage, one 9, one 11-foot awning. They're both easy tilt. Both have full-length LED lighting on them, which is fantastic. Now, this will always have a plumbing run in the back, so you can always hook up a rear bumper grill. But the fact that I see the bracket here tells me that we have added the bumper grill to this specific RV right here. So keep in mind, again, that's an option. TV hookups in this rear corner, by the way, so you got an awesome little tailgate station. All windows open for ventilation. And you notice they're all pretty heavily tinted. So you get sliding windows with maximum possible airflow on these, which is a fantastic feature. Your entry steps here, they use the aluminum plank steps versus, you can save some money by going to steel steps, but they're going to be far more slippery. And on wet weather like today, where it's been kind of off on rainy, I appreciate these steps like nobody's business because I don't slip slide around on these. Little detail thing too, like your main entry door, your deadbolt, all these baggage doors, it's got a key-alike system so that one key can operate all that stuff. And now your main awning here that goes over the, or I guess maybe your front awning, because they're both kind of a main awning, that goes over the entry door. It actually has speakers built right into the awning arms, so that when that awning opens up, the speakers point down toward your campsite and not toward the neighbor's campsite, because he always thinks that your music is garbage. He's always listening to trash, you're listening to some good tunes, and they're always yelling that your music's too loud. Then you got the park ranger coming, or you got the old lady who sits in the camping shack who's like, you gotta turn your music down! Well, now you don't have to worry about that. You can enjoy your music loud, as you please, and really, unless you get really stupid with it, no one's gonna say anything. Now, when you get inside a Highland, that's where you start to see more of their very cool, progressive, unique, and often exclusive qualities come to pass, such as this. First of all, the slide is completely carpetless. The whole RV is completely carpetless until you get up to the bedroom, because a lot of times people like a little bit of carpet on their toes if they get up to use the bathroom at night. Well, you'll notice this big super slide here is floor flush and carpetless. That is a combination of things that is industry exclusive. They've got a patent on this, and no one can quite replicate the way they're doing it, and other brands just haven't really figured out a way to do it. So typically it's not that you have a lot of carpet, it's just that now you have none. And compared to having none, it looks drastically different by comparison. The other thing is, notice how the seating is fully encapsulated. That armrest is fully encapsulated within the slide out. It doesn't stick out at all. That's because the slides, your main seating slide on a Highland, whether it's the Ultra, the Lite, the whatever, is deeper. Now in the Ultra and the Lite series like this, you're going to have a 39-inch deep slide. When you get up to your big open range and 3X products, you're going to get 42-inch deep slides. So they're 3 to 6 inches deeper than basically almost everybody else. A few other brands have copied that facet, but no one has quite done it successfully like Highland. Now, when we get up top here, they're not the only ones in the lighter weight fifth wheel category to have Whisper Quiet Air, but it is still very uncommon. Really, I think one of the first ones to do it was the Jayco Eagle HT that we carry here at Highland's. And I'm glad to see this feature here. You know, whether it's this Highland, whether it's the Eagles, whether it's the Cougars that we have here, we've got 3 brands that are all very popular and very good at what they do. They build very similar layouts. And they have different equipment loadouts. They have different looks, they have different feels. And that's what I like about working here at Highland RV, is that we get to represent a lot of different things. So this entertainment center right here, obviously it's directly across from the theater seat for easy viewing. Electric space heating fireplace below. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about things everybody does. I do like to point out that that TV can swivel out for easy viewing from the rear sofa, and that is a tri-fold hide-to-bed sleeper sofa. Notice though that all the windows open for airflow, whether it's slide side or sofa side, all the windows open for airflow, and they're heavy UV tint outside. Even this giant rear window opens for air, and that's an extra expense that a lot of other brands won't do. Some, not all, you know. Very rarely is a feature completely exclusive like the extra deep carpetless slide outs that we have here. But, you know, it is good to see that these guys are willing to go the extra mile. All the countertops, tabletops, whatever tops in here are a seamless edged pressed membrane. So basically that allows them to undermount a stainless sink just like you'd have in a big giant fifth wheel or motorhome or whatever. Now again, directly across from your entertainment center you have this dual theater recliner, and whenever you're plugged into park power or you have 110 from a generator as it were, you've got heated massaging recliners. And friends, that ain't all bad. It's also got a LED inlay inside the cup holder, so if you're watching TV at night, you can see at night. Now, there's something about that combination of extra deep and carpetless on those slides, and plus the huge windows they're using, it just makes this thing look big. Now, I really like this version of this floor plan. There's a lot of brands who also build something very similar, where you flip-flop the slides, where the kitchen's over here and the seating's over there. The hiccup with that is all your windows are looking at your neighbor's campsite. Well, right now, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but almost all these windows are looking out at your campsite, including a stellar look at the front door in case somebody's knocking on your door. You can always see who's here. Now, there's different seating arrangements. Remember that this is an example of a 2910 or 291 open range here at Highland RV, maybe not the one in stock. So right here we went with a traditional dinette. One of the reasons that we stuck with that though is because they've done theirs a little different. Instead of pedestal legs that are constantly in the way, this is a free floating folding leg table. It is far more long-legged friendly, like, you know, for guys like me. So you gain the benefits of a freestanding table in that you can kind of shift the table around, but you maintain the ability for this to fold down into extra sleeping and maintain the additional storage below the seating there with those easy access doors. That's why we opted to stay with the standard booth here, where a lot of times in a floor plan like this, you would normally see us put a freestanding table and chairs in there 10 times out of 10. This is one of those exceptions because they did the dinette different. The skylight above allows some extra airflow, and you may notice that there's actual double AC runs right here, and that gives you superior cyclical airflow. Now, the kitchen has got some pretty impressive storage, but before I get to that, I want to draw your attention to that full height cabinet closet right when you walk in the door. This actually has a coat closet right when you walk in the door, which is something a lot of brands miss. So we're going to start our little kitchen tour over here, looking at this big old pantry. That's a technical, scientific term right there. Big old pantry. Plenty of storage. And little detail stuff like they actually have lips on the shelves, pretty deep one, so that your boxes don't go flying in transit. Now you see that extra drawer below the oven. That's something you find in all open range ultra and light models. They do that across the board. They don't make that just a dead storage pocket. Stainless appliance bundle, 8 cubic foot fridge freezer. Those things are fairly common in this segment, so I am going to skip past those pretty quickly. Give you a look at just the island is nothing but storage. This thing is pure storage, so it doesn't, I mean, if you got boxes upon boxes of stuff, you're good. And then you have a second pantry over there. That's the other thing with this. It's a dual pantry model. Now, I should have hit on this sooner, but the lighting package in here is exquisite. I mean, they have a just amazingly aggressive lighting package in your Highlands. They spend more money on windows and lights than a lot of brands. And the little detail stuff like this. Like they actually put a little, you know, little bouncer right there. A little puck, if you will, so that you don't bash up your walls. Up here in the bathroom, if I can shed some light on the situation. Big radius corner shower with the doors that split open from the middle. You know, it makes it much easier to get in and out, and it leaves you with plenty of floor space in here. Now, another thing I like to point out in these is the counter space. The counter space in here is pretty darn good, and it leads up to a double lavatory. And if you notice on that flyby, there's a stainless sink here. Also, dual entry bathroom, and you see that extra hanging closet right there. So if you want to make that for towels, if you want to make that for clothes, you can make it whatever you want. You know, they just really don't waste anything here. I like that stainless undersink, almost almost slipped down the stairs right there because they don't really intend you on going backwards down the stairs. Now another thing, every room has simple one-switch lighting, whether it's living room, bedroom, whatever. Now in the Ultralite trailers, you'll have a convertible queen that can flip between a camp queen and a true queen. In their fifth wheels, they all have an 80-inch queen. Normally, that would be one of the differences between the Lite and the Ultra, and I should have been talking about that sooner. But in this case, that is actually an area where they're similar. The Lite and the Ultra fifth wheel bedrooms are near, if not identical, and you have 11 storage drawers in this bedroom. Look at this ridiculous wardrobe storage array there with his and hers drawers on both sides of the bed. You see that the headboard has outlets right up by the bed, so it's very like CPAP and phone charger friendly. And this bedroom has plenty of room to walk around. TV hookups directly across. And another thing I like to point out here is that window in the slide out letting in lots of extra light and airflow. Absolutely on point. Give us a call. We'll get you camping. These have a very good thermal package I haven't talked about. Oh, another area these are, I should be talking about that. The Lite versus the Ultra. We're in the Ultra, but again, the same floor plan can exist in the Lite. The Ultra will have solid surface kitchen counters. It will have a one basin, giant farmhouse style stainless sink instead of a two basin. Little things like that will separate them. It's a small trim package upgrade above the Ultra. So, again, it's kind of the difference between the LT and the LX. It's the same car, it's just a different equipment loadout. So, for more information on that, call our team here. We try to have all that down for you, and typically we like to generally have both in stock. So, that way you can see them side by side and really see which one works for you. Really, there's nothing that the one has that the other doesn't that makes it significantly better or different. It's just little touches that some people are looking for. Give us a call, 800-256-5196, Highland RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.